Okay.
I didn't know it was based on an Israeli show till somebody pointed it out
It
to me.
seems to be my connection, but I'm not sure what to do about it.
Okay, okay? So on your phone,
Yeah.
are you hooked up to your Wi-Fi in your house?
Two.
Christina Vidal. You know, you guys have been in the game for such a long time, and you've been around before this conversation of diversity inclusion was really happening. And so, growing up, what made you decide to do this? Because to be an actress, Boricua, growing up in New York City back then is rough. And
Yeah, yeah.
to keep that dream alive, I want to make it. I want to go to Hollywood. I want to do whatever. I mean, I know my journey personally, but what was it like for you? Like, you know,
Well,
to stay resilient and
I
to stick with it.
yeah. Um, so I started professionally at 14 and my sister Christina at 10. That's when we got our first professional paying jobs. But for me, I was always that kid in the family that was singing all the time,
Uh-huh.
constantly listening to music, making everybody laugh. I used to imitate Carol Burnett, Flip Wilson. I'm giving my age away, but I Love Lucy. Like I was drawn to it. And then I remember when I was very young,
Yeah.
my aunt took me to go see the movie Funny Girl with Barbara Streisand.
Hmm.
And that movie just swept me away. And I just remember this feeling like I want to do that. And I was so young, but I knew it. I felt it in my heart. I want to sing. I want to act. I want to this, that. And so I was always, when my mother sent me to camp, I was like, if there
Uh-huh.
was a talent contest, I was there. If
Yeah.
there was a play at school, I was auditioning for it. It was like, was everything that I loved. I loved making people laugh. I felt like that brought joy.
Yeah.
And I just felt I love telling stories. So that kind of became my thing. And when I got into high school, and it was time for college, I remember that I had no idea that a school like the Performing Arts existed. And they came to
Oh,
my
so you went to
school.
LaGuardia. Oh, was it?
I
Well, now
went
it's
to
called
the
LaGuardia. But
Yeah, I went to the original high school of performing arts on 46th and 6th Avenue. And
yeah. Okay.
so I auditioned with a monologue from The Glass Menagerie, and I auditioned with another skit from the Carol Burnett Show. And I
Okay.
played two different characters.
That's Teddy C. Williams to the two different things. Yeah.
Right, right. And so I got in, and I became a drama major there, drama student, and I studied theater, I studied dance
Wow.
and speech, theater, speech, and everything, plus my academics. And then, I was already doing theater too. My aunt, who's, the love of my life besides my mom and dad and my kids, and my family, but my
Hmm.
aunt was incredibly instrumental in making my dreams come true. Like she got me involved with a theater company
Hmm.
back in the day on in Tar Theater and this other La Familia.
Okay.
And so I started doing theater with them. And then at 14 years old, she took me to my first audition, which was
Hmm.
for a PBS show about a Latin Puerto Rican family in Spanish Harlem called Oye Willie. And I
Oh, okay.
auditioned. That was my first
I've heard
big
of that.
audition, and I booked the role as the sister. And then it went on from there. It just was like I hustled. I had to hustle hard, though, you know. And
Yeah.
then there
I mean,
came a
well.
time. I'll quickly say there came a time because I was playing maids. I was playing drug dealer girlfriends. I was, murder, the wife of a murderer. Like it was all these kind of roles. And finally, I hustled. I got a good agent, and I told my agent, I said, "Look, I'm tired of playing this shit. Excuse my language. Sorry." I was
No,
like,
you
"I'm
can.
tired of playing these negative stereotypes." I was like, "I want to play the lawyer. I want to play the doctor. I want to play the cop. I want to play." And she was like, "You know what, Lisa? There's not a whole lot of that." Um, I said, "Well, you gotta work harder for me. And that's what I want to do. If I can't do that, I don't want to act, because I'm not going to perpetuate these stories and
Wow.
these negative stereotypes. And so that's what it came down to. I had to take a risk, and I had to
So,
say no. And she was like, well, let's see. I was like, let's see. So
so
then
when your
that's when
sister,
started happening.
so when your sister, I'm sorry, because you're coming off. I don't mean to cut you off because you're coming in a delay for me. But when your sister said that she wanted to do it, what was that? Did you discourage her? Did you say,
Oh no,
girl,
I
I'm going through
encouraged
this, or
her.
like,
Oh no, 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 no. She was first of all, I'm 16 years older than her, so she was like my baby.
okay.
Um, and she used to come to sets with me. She used to come and hang out with me and everything. Hold on, let me get my dog. All right, hold on. Well, my husband's tanning himself in the backyard, and I'm trying to do an interview with the dog. Okay, hold on. Really, I need help.
This is all
I need
family here.
help.
Don't worry about it.
I know, that's right. He's in the backyard tanning himself, and I'm like, espérate, I need some help here. ¿Qué pasa?
Tell him I
Estoy
said hi. Tell him I said
I
hi.
will, I will, I will. Anyway, okay, so Christina, so one time she came home. I was pregnant with my first son, and my mother called me, and she had come home with an audition that she got at school. They were doing a mass search for this little girl to star opposite Michael J. Fox in a film called Life with Mikey. And so my mother called me. I had already, I was already married and pregnant with my first son. My mother called me and she was like, Nena, tu hermana trajo un papel ahí, yo no sé, y ella de algún audition con que Michael J. Fox.
Ese tipo.
Yeah. Vamos a ver si tú puedes ayudarla y esto y lo otro. So, so I did. I got the paper. I took her to the casting office,
Mm,
and I knew the casting director because I had auditioned for him. I got the material. I worked on it with her. I took
nice.
her in, and he came out and he was like, "Hey, she's got something." And I was like, "She's good, right?" And so he gave me some more material for her to work on. I worked with her. I brought her back in, and that was it. It was like, we want to test her. They want to test her with Michael J. Fox. So I flew to Toronto, Canada with her. I was
Wow.
7 months pregnant, I think. I flew to Toronto, Canada with her, and she tested and she got the role. And I flew back to Toronto to start shooting with her so that I could be with her and coach her. And
Wow.
and that was it. I brought her to my agent, and they signed her, and she's been acting ever since.
I mean, you rarely get siblings in this business. I look at you. I look at Ulysses Torrero, who we interviewed. Was it last week or the week before? You rarely get siblings that want to pursue the same thing and make it.
Yeah.
And I wish my brother and I were the same way, but we're 10 years apart. I'm the baby, but we're in two different worlds.
Well,
but
I'm 16 years older than her. We were two different worlds too, but
yeah,
I was like a mother to her in a lot of ways, and I saw her talent. My sister's
yeah,
very talented. She
she
has a
is.
beautiful singing voice, and I was like, how could I not try to help my sister? My aunt
Yeah,
helped me. Somebody always has to like reach out their hand to pull somebody else up and help. You know what I mean? Especially in this business. And if you've got what it takes, it's worth the investment, you know?
that's what I push for even during the festival. Like that only happens in family. That just happens in life. That happens in our culture. You know what I mean? For me, that's something
Yeah.
that we need to do, that we have to do, not even need, like we
Yeah.
have to do this.
Yes.
And so that's what we strive for the festival. That's why I strive in my own ethics. And so, gente, that's what we got to do is we got to lift each other up. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. You got to lift each other up. You have to support each other. We have to talk about each other's projects. We got to watch. We got to tune in. We got to spread the word. We got to share.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
working on Being Mary Jane with Gabrielle Union, which was a 1 hour show I did on BET. I have to tell you, the support and the camaraderie in the Black community and how they push their projects, their writers, their producers, they hire each other.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody, it's important. It's Ava DuVernay, Oprah, all these people, they production companies. It's like we need that.
Yeah.
We need our Ava DuVernays, our Oprahs, our people who are creating these things and
Yeah.
paying attention and pushing them and demanding, that our people have a voice, because we
Yeah.
are the biggest minority. But if we're not demanding it, then they're not going to care. Nobody's going to care about it. So that's why, again, the support behind the Baker and the Beauty has been so incredible, and I just feel
Mm-hmm.
honored to be a part of it. I feel honored.
And even in life in quarantine, I mean, I even tell this to people. This is where we make the difference to support Latino business owners of color, Latino businesses. If you're going to buy something, even if it's buying from your bodega to buy
Yes.
at a restaurant or whatever, we've got to support each other now. Like,
Yes.
especially in this moment.
Yes.
And even the littlest things, that little thing
Yes.
that you think is little to you is big to that small independent, that small business owner.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When that happens, though, Calixto? That happens when we value ourselves.
Yeah.
When we value ourselves, then we realize the respect that we deserve, the attention that we deserve, how we need to honor each other and
Mm-hmm.
ourselves and what we do. That
Yeah.
has to happen,
Yeah.
and so that's what I'd like to be a part of perpetuating in our Latino community. I love my people. I love Latinos. I don't care if you're Colombian, Mexican, Dominican, Nicaraguan. I don't
Cualquiera.
care.